give up late, and the blood on the floor, the thunder and the roar, and the bolted won't.
I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, Velocities and Music. Today we're going to review Tom Waits' 17th album. 17 albums! This one's called Bad As Me. Can you imagine making 17 albums? That's a career right there. It doesn't get, you can't even describe it anywhere else. That's a career. And Bad As Me, being his 17th album, really I think the first thing I noticed about this album is how it captures all these different styles of music, and really captures a whole lot of different Waits sounds, and how his sound has evolved.
Could not say it better. It's like it takes snapshots of his different eras.
It's great too,
but yet it doesn't feel like a compilation.
No,
it feels
like
a
very solid album.
Yeah.
And what I love is some of, there's a lot of, that folk tinge to it, but there's also a ton of blues on this album and rock, and, there's one song that sounds like it's, Get Lost, it's from like the 50s, straight, it's like he's emulating Elvis in that really creepy Tom Waits style. It's that type of attitude that really just gets me going about this album. I ended up really liking this. It didn't take that long either, I felt like this album really attacks you right when you put on Chicago. You just get that classic Waits just rah, rah, and growl in his vocals, but he also does a number of ballads on here too that I thought were very good.
And he pulls them off really well. This is his first original material since 2004's Real Gone, which actually I'm not as familiar with. I mean, he has such an extensive discography. I've listened to a lot of it, but I won't.
Highlights,
I won't even try to say that I've listened to all of it. I mean, my personal favorite is Rain Dogs, and I think always will be. But you have some of that craziness of like the Rain Dogs, Swordfish Trombones, Bone Machine era, but it's a little more tamed.
It is.
It comes out a little more in the vocals, whereas the instrumentation harkens back to more of his 70s material, and that just kind of classic lounge-ish atmosphere. Now you do have some craziness in it, like tracks like Hell Broke Loose.
That song's really kind of, it's an expansion,
dark,
and it's really interesting how he wrote that. It's more of a cadence where you just have this big beat, Hell Broke Loose, and he's just, it's fun. You bob your head to it.
Yeah, you kind of have to, and I think those more intense tracks of Tom's are my favorites, and they always have been. I love that weirder stuff that he does. But the ballads and the more smooth songs in between definitely help. I mean,
it gives a nice contrast.
Yeah, and those don't. It gives the album contour, and they don't end up sounding like weak spots to me. They're still very good. I don't attach to them quite as much. But that's not even a complaint. That's just a comment on how I listen to music.
The lyrics on this album, I think, are also very interesting too. At least maybe they're not classified as like the best lyrics you've ever heard on, as far as lyrics are concerned. But some of the lyrics, like in track 10, or I'm sorry, it's not track 10, but the song Satisfied, where he goes, I'm as hard from a peach, it's hard not to just fall in love with how he's approaching these songs. It makes it just a whole nother level of engagement between the listener and the music, and so that's something that I found to be very strong on this album. Overall, though, I think that the only thing that could possibly be holding this back is that it is what it is, It's just, he set out to just kind of do this record that kind of encapsulates everything that's going on over his career, and he's just kind of put forth this new album of new material, and he just hands it to you on a platter that shows and kind of just captures everything. And it's not meant to be something incredible. It's not meant to be just this genre-defining album. It's just supposed to be just a good party of an album.
And it's not, I mean, there is a lot of music of his that will really make you think, and I don't think this is necessarily that. I mean, it'll make you think in terms of the sound and the composition and production and instrumental placement and stuff like that. But as far as really like, I don't think there'll be a lot of moments where you find yourself going, wow, like that really changed me. That really struck me. I just think you'll have a hell of a lot of fun listening to it.
Yeah. Plus, listening to all the different instruments that he uses. He uses guitars. There's accordion on here. There's all sorts of different styles that he uses. The strings, the sound effects, the piano. One of the highlights for me was this like kind of out of tune piano that he used on a number of the different tracks. That's kind of in the background, and what that made me, listening to that made me notice what he's doing with the production. A lot of like the beats are more clapped beats and stuff.
Yeah.
Where you'll have a drum, but you'll have like the sound of people clapping or something with it, which gives that bluesy feel to it, with a guitar riffing and everything. But in the background, you'll hear like in the distance, it's like it's in another room or something. You'll hear like that out of tune piano just kind of going to town, playing chords and stuff. I felt like that 3D effect with the production really added a whole nother layer of depth and made this listen, especially when I listened to it, you know, in headphones, made this an even more engaging listen than what it already is, which is pretty engaging in and of itself. So that was definitely another thing that highlighted this record for me. Overall, I'm really digging this album. I would strongly recommend it to all you guys. I'm sitting at an 85.
I'm going to 86.
So very, very high score from Velocities in Music. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Realize it's been a couple weeks since it came out, but Tom Waits, one of the best artists of all time. I'll just come out and say that's my opinion. What do you guys think of Tom Waits? What's your favorite Tom Waits album? And what do you think of Bad As Me? Let us know at www.velocitiesinmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesinmusic. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.